first time that the kingly line is associated with Judah or a lion comes in Genesis. And in Genesis 49, verses 9 and 10, you have Jacob, the great patriarch, who's giving a blessing to his son Judah. And he's saying, the great king is going to come through your line. And he says, you are a lion's cub, O Judah. And now listen to this, because this is going to be important. The scepter will not depart from Judah, nor the ruler's staff from between his feet until he comes to whom it belongs. And the obedience of nations is his. So what's the clue there? Okay, you're a lion, Judah. When Jesus comes, what's one of the names that he'll receive is he is the great lion of the tribe of Judah, right? And where's this scepter going to be found? This ruler's staff is to be found between his feet. Do you want to know where that triple conjunction is happening? It's happening in between the feet of the constellation Leo, which is the lion.
Now, every Christian should become skeptical of this man, because he just took astrology, and made it part of your Bible, to which your Bible says that the use of astrology should be, the users of astrology and divination should be stoned to death. They're witches and warlords. But more importantly, what is that he actually talking about? He's saying in this blessing of Judah that it will come from, the scepter is between his feet, that the king will come from Judah's line between his feet. Now, if a man is standing or sitting, what is between his feet? Now, it must be, if it's all the way down to the floor, it's hanging low. So we know what that is. And to all my, those who study masonry, two-ball cane. They'll get it, but y'all probably get it too. But anyway, for real. This is Christian co-opting the Hebrew text. This is why the Jewish people do not really accept Christians, other than just taking their money in order to facilitate their war in Palestine. But the Hebrew Bible is not speaking of Jesus at this moment. The Hebrew Bible is actually speaking of King David, because it is King David who is supposedly came through the line of Judah. It is not Jesus that they're talking about. When the writers of the New Testament, especially in Matthew and Luke, needed to connect the Jesus character to the Old Testament, to the Hebrew Bible, what they did was write genealogies. You have a genealogy in Luke, you have a genealogy in Matthew. Genealogies are not exactly the same. Matter of fact, Joseph's daddy is two different men as far as those genealogy. Now, many Christian apologists have tried to correct this by saying that, well, in Luke, that's actually Mary's genealogy. But Mary comes from, Mary comes from, according to their thought process, comes through David's son Nathan, whereas Joseph comes through David's son Solomon. So, and the Solomonic line is the actually kingly line. The Nathan line is more of the prince kind of line. So it is not the same. He'd be a duke or earl or some bullshit like that. But the fact is this. The Luke and the Matthew version both say that this is from the line of Joseph. And if Joseph didn't have nothing to do with the birth of Jesus, and how can Jesus come from the line of David? Because Mary's line doesn't come from the line of David. We don't even know what Mary's line actually is to go all the way back that far. This is just something that the apologists just throw out there. But even when you look at both lines, there are major differences of about 50 to 60 years, and additional people who are not supposed to be there and some who are supposed to be there. So it's not exactly correct. But anyway, the fact that he's taking these leaps should make you realize that this man will do anything and say anything in order to facilitate his Christian belief in trying to prove that it is correct when it is completely not correct. And yeah, he was talking about Judah's ping ping. He was not talking about the constellation of Leo. So y'all have a great day. And remember always, you have to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibration.